ride in the same class as it. That way I don't have to watch a ride. Well done, we'll let him go for it. Sidecars, well done, thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Neil Ritchie there at trackside. Congratulations, Sloane, Craig, and Dennis as well there too. Interesting to Sloane there. Not so sure yet about the cemetery circuit, but well, I'm sure when he looks at the points table, he'll might pick up on that one as well. Now, did we have a very, very quick start from about the third row in the sidecars? The interesting thing there too was the number of gaps and that grid at the end of it all. No one, only the one on the front row, and that was Barry Smith and Robbie Shorter. But beyond that, we've, of course, also we didn't expect to see Aaron Lovell out there if it was a clutch, as we suspect it was in that first race. Then obviously that was not something you can mend between races on an afternoon like this, unless of course you're in a Formula One team, you might be able to do that. But or was he V8s, but certainly not here in sidecar racing at Manfield. Right, making their way down, and it is Aaron Lovell that's gone, and not Aaron Lovell, what am I saying? It was Adam Unsworth that's gone into the lead down the back straight there in the familiar red and white sidecar, and they'll be about to reinvent that the race. So in fact, it's all going to unfolding in, isn't it? The first race here, Barry Smith and Robbie Shorter, and after that, Daylight. And that was Peter Goodwin, I think, that made the big, who was it? The dive through from that third row. Very, very close to a jump start, and we'll see whether or not that comes up or not on the monitor for us. But again, sidecar racing here, very, very good fields, well prepared sidecars and all the rest of it as well there too. Hello, we do have an attrition rate, I was about to mention it, and Barry Smith has pulls to the side of the track and on their Windle machine and going no further, sadly. So there we are, two race leaders or top sidecars that we would have expected to talk about through some exciting racing for a couple of races, and both first of all Aaron Lovell in that first race, and now Barry Smith in the second one here. And that means Adam Unsworth at the front of the field. He is 3/4 of the way down the back straight, and the rest of the field just coming out of Higgins. So that gives you some indication as to the huge advantage that Adam has, and this will be some easy points on the board for him for the sidecars.
For Adam Unsworth and Stu Dorr, they stalled on the start line. It took them 2 or 3 good pushes to start it, and had to push it back into the second row of the grid, so they'll be sweating a bit. I'm not too sure what sort of indication they've got on how much of a lead they've got over above Spot Taylor and Aston Hartnell on the 1NZ machine. There's Peter Pirate going through. We had a jump start there from somebody. I can't quite see.
No, nor could I. Didn't pick up.
Yeah. We did ask them if they could turn the blackboard around and show us in the commentary tower, but never mind, we'll try and keep you up on that. Not sure who that is for the jump start, but Adam Unsworth and Stu Dorr on the 29 bikes, going through the S's with the style and that. The race is a little opposite, third and fourth, but Aston Hartnell is swinging after some injuries last week with Spike Taylor, and the Lawrence brothers is through into third place. Chris and Richard Lawrence on the Peter Anderson built Yamaha 1000, followed by the 111 bike. I think this was a 2002 World Championship winning bike of Peter Goodwin and Darren Prentice, and then we go back to Bert Wallen from Masterton with his Hamilton passenger Neville Mickelson on the side. There's Formula 2 bikes, smaller bikes in the field. Number 4, I commentated before at number 28, but they're running number 4. Tina Sturgeon does the swinging for Tracy Bryan. What happened is Joanne Mickelson, Neville Mickelson, who I mentioned before, his daughter was on there for a lot of years. She's decided to go and live in Australia, and we've got the Farm Boys, and that is Corey Winter and Tim Shepherd. Of course, Tim Shepherd earning the nickname of Steve Earl and the Crocodile Hunter. They're being split up by bike number 50, and that is bike number 50 is Des James there here at Manfield. 8-lap race with 3 laps into it. The quickest one on the track by a little bit, not actually too much more, is Adam Unsworth and Stu Dorr, a 1:18.5, but surprise to me really, Spike Taylor and Aston Hartnell pulling a 1:18.866. In fact, the quickest people out there are 1:17.975 are the Lawrence brothers, and these people get stronger as a race goes on. I expect them to reel in the number 2 place, which is 1NZ, and Bert Wallen having the ride of the season. Somebody went loose and Spike Taylor spun sideways. Number 42, the bike of Junior and Alan Donovan, unfortunately seized in the last race, went straight into them, and the bike number 16 went into them as well. So top work for all these teams for getting this bike in, especially Bert Wallen's bike, who he took that home to the Wairarapa. Some of the front arms were bent, and Neville Mickelson, very, very clever man, toolmaker, straightened those out, posted them down. That gave Bert Walland a bit of time to repair the fairing damage, and all back out there. So I take my hat off to them all for getting back out there and having a good time. There's another one we haven't seen before as a team is on this bike. It's Daryl Dowman and Scott Dowman there on bike number 45 at R1 Yamaha from Whanganui. Daryl Dowman been around for a long time in the sidecar world. Him and John Johnson used to race together back in the late 70s, went speedway racing as well, and come out a few years ago and had some ups and downs over the time, but Daryl Dowman and Scott Dowman enjoying their day out on bike number 45.
And little Ben enjoyed himself out there as well.
Yeah, Ben's out there with motards as well,
yeah.
So good showing.
Family stuff. Adam Dunsworth, this is cruise mode for these guys, really, isn't it? And there's still no big change in that second placing there, the Lawrence brothers chasing Spike Taylor. And as always, it's Chris doing the driving, Sir Richie doing the swinging. They get close, and they're about 3 shares apart as they come out of the hairpin, and then suddenly it extends. In fact, it extends itself big time out to about 100 metres or so. There was a huge gap opening up. So what might have looked like about 2 laps ago, the chances of the number 11 the sidecar, the Run Anderson Yamaha team of Chris and Richie Lawrence is really. They're sitting in third, and didn't look to be any chance of them actually overtaking the number 1 Spike Taylor, Astrid Hartnell out there. They are number 1 because they are the current New Zealand sidecar champions. They get to carry the number 1 plate. Race leaders across the stripe. There we are. Adam Unsworth and heading down into the tracking area. The whole length of the start finishing straight ahead of anybody else. And this is going to be huge, and the points for them as well there too. And with Aaron Lovell not putting any points on the board at all at this meeting, he was looking forward to the cemetery circuit, so I'm sure in the 10 days between now and then that they will be able to get repaired whatever they have to on their very fast LCR sidecar outfit. And Aaron himself, even after 10 years away from the sport, has come back as a very smart rider indeed. Looked impressive yesterday, but as we said, or as was said, a hiccup last weekend with a slipping clutch, and it looks like it might have...
Clutch problems again today, and also clutch problems for the Christchurch pair, the father and son team, the 70-year-old.
Well, they looked good yesterday.
Alex McDonald, yeah, they couldn't start both races today because of clutch problems, so that's Alex and Glenn McDonald, and 70 years old.
Now, are they also doing little Whanganui? I think not. They are. Yes, they are. I see in the program ready to do Whanganui.
70 years old, and he's out there racing with his son. And I was talking to his son yesterday, so I don't know what they're going to do when the old boy retires. He doesn't look like he's retired. This is a new bike. Now, he went to England and found a bike over there and improved it. So very impressive. Here we go. The dice is coming on for second place. It's Spike Taylor and Astrid Hartnell there. Only about 4 to 5 bike lengths as they come out the Pepsi Banks corner over and above the Chris and Richard Lawrence, the Yamaha Anderson built machine. And in fact, there's 2 sister bikes out here. The number 11 and number 16 are both built at the same time by Peter Anderson in Auckland. Everything else, well, pretty well all the other bikes are built in Switzerland or England. The Windles and the LCRs are built in Switzerland, the Windles in England. So we're starting to come across the 98, which is Bob player Jason Anderson and Pat Muggs, player in the second place. The leaders are on lap 6, 2 laps to go. They'll see the white flag coming out in not too much distant future, doing a 1:15.888.
There is about to be a change. We've talked about. No, there's not. This is where the Spike Taylor's got the power up the middle straight, up the Nanny Hong straight. Again, he extends that lead, doesn't he? So it'll come back. Maybe Richard is just, at least Chris and Richard, just looking at a place that they might be able to do it all on the last lap, or they just want to show it, or they're going to do it now. That's the big thing. It's not going to happen. They've got
just
to
don't quite have the power to keep into the slipstream, do they, Ray?
They need to be closer than that. No, listen, it's not for me to tell them what to do out there, but I kind of, Chris has been around long enough. Might as well Spike Taylor.
He's got through. The Richard Lawrence, Chris Lawrence combination has got through, just as we say that. This is out of sight in the Pepper Match corner. But Spike Taylor and Astrid Hartnell got the superior power down the start-finish.
So the reality of it was
15 thousandths of a second.
Well, the reality of it was the fact when they crossed it right down in front of us, the Lawrences were in front by about half a sidecar when they crossed the stripe. So if Richie can do that again this time, and he's done it anyway, they made the big move. The problem goes. That's
still
good.
Straight out in front of Chris Lawrence on bike number 11 as we come across to 2 races and 1 race is left today. Don't forget, racing starts at 11:30 at the Cemetery Circuit for the 61st Cemetery Circuit race meeting. at Boxing Day. Done a few in the midwinter times. I did one in about 1973 and one in about 1988 and 89, and right in the middle of the winter and the weekend after Queen's birthday. But apart from that, it's been pretty well Boxing Day for every year. Let's look down the back straight. The beautifully prepared Boss Engineering bike number 29, Adam Unsworth, Stu Dawes, the lap record holders at Fire, winners at Wanganui number time. Had a bit of a difficult weekend last weekend, missed a gear, and after some very, very good dicing. They're going to take the race win here as we see Robbie Shorter and Barry Smith parked up, bike number 18. It's all about the second place coming onto the front straight. Number 11, Chris and Richard Lawrence. They've got it by about 40 metres or so past the back row because it's one bike. And Astrid Hucknall swinging for Spike Taylor. So first, second and third. We've seen Darryl Down and Scott Down will go through. A good fourth by Bert Walland and Neville Mickelson there. And we look out for Pete the Pirate. I'm not even sure who got the 20-second penalty there. There was definitely someone got a 20-second penalty.
Might have been